All right, guys, here we go. At this point, I kind of feel like the Ben Affleck meme. Have you guys seen that where he's like ripping a cig and he's just like, all right, here we go. We're going to do it again. Just take a look at this Clemson game. I'm going to start doing more of these too because this is a little depressing, to be honest. We're going to look at Miami's offensive line, FSU's offensive line, some other things of that nature. Maybe get a little more joyous while we're doing these. But I know a lot of you guys like these and look forward to them. Hopefully they get more positive too. I always try to put a positive spin, but we're going to show you, what I see. And then there's still a lot of bad and some things that needed to be cleaned up. So appreciate you guys going on this journey. Let's start here. And we're going to look, this is really early in the game. Clemson didn't have the ball a ton in the first quarter. So we're going to see Bryant Wesco here at the bottom of the screen. There's a couple of different things on this play, but let's see what happens first and kind of look at that. So, balls out. This is good timing. It 1, 2, 3, balls out. Here we go. We've got our guy. We've got a cornerback with our head turned. This looks like it's going to be nice. Looks like it's going to be a really positive play here, but it's behind. It's making him make a really weird type of catch. He doesn't catch it. Ultimately would have, if he did catch it, probably got hit pretty hard there, and just not great. If that ball's outside, maybe he has a chance to hit the sideline running, pick up a couple of positive plays. This DB closed really quickly, but at least a positive play. Now, let's look at the bottom of the screen because I'm sure as you guys were watching that, you saw some linemen out pulling. Let's look towards the bottom of where they're going and saying, what's going on? Well, what's going on is Adam Randall's sitting here by himself with a double team and a convoy. And it's just head scratching because you're looking, you're saying, what are we doing? If we called that play, what would have made Cade go here where it's 3-on-2? There's no numbers. There's no excuse of why you want to make this play. Even if he does catch it, it's a really short gain, possibly, unless he just misses, which he can do. We've seen Brian Wesco make guys miss. But this down here at the bottom, it's why we called it. It's really fascinating, interesting decision. So a little bit of energy to start off here. Let's keep going here. One thing that Clemson loves to do is throw these screens, right? They're going to get out in space, some good, spacing here. These guys got to, make up some ground, both the wide receivers at the top, but this is just soft. This is not good. Getting your guy killed. It's one-on-one. Hey, you're an older guy, make a play. And it gets blown up, for a big time loss there on second down. Cannot do that. Got to be more accountable. Everybody involved there. This is 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6 here, and this is a play I actually got text a lot about. Y'all love to text me on Saturdays, everybody, which I know, and I would too. But it is funny. I was actually talking with my brother-in-law, Cannon, y'all know Cannon, about that earlier, and it's just like, what are Saturdays like? And it's just hundreds of texts. And they all say the same thing. Dude, what are we doing? It's awful. This one I got a ton from. So let's just count this off here on the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys at the line of scrimmage. So let's kind of talk about what happened and then what I would like to have happened if we could see something there. So that's a lot. So that pretty much tells you we're thinking it's man-to-man here just based on pre-snap alignment. Okay, so this puts the offensive line in a really kind of stressful view. Let's just go to the end zone version just so you guys can see that up front here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's another guy right out here, 7. So essentially what the offensive line is going to do is they're making like a bear call. They're saying, hey, there's the 6th guy, 7th guy. They're saying, hey, listen, we're taking the 5 closest, okay? So right tackle's here, right guard's here, center probably here, guard here, tackle going to come down, and quarterback has these guys, okay? He's got to be hot off of them if that's what they do. They could have slid that one way or the other, made him hot somewhere else. But based on what we see here, that's what they do. So they're all going that way, okay? These 2 arcades, he immediately has to look there and get the ball out. Something has to happen because this is a free rusher. Now, unfortunately, Syracuse did a really good job. These guys are bluffing. This guy's bluffing. They're out. So this is a free rusher. And you see the left guard does a good job snapping back. There's no way this tackle can get here. So everybody else telling me he doesn't know what he's doing. He's a terrible player. That's not the case. It's a tough position, but you'd like to see your quarterback know where he has his weaknesses, get the ball out, and get it going. Now, he does a great job. Look at that. I mean, getting out. He has him dead in the water. That's a great job here. Let's go back to the all-22 and kind of see what I would have loved to have happened. So, again, we look at this 7-man front here. We've got numbers here. We just complained about it the other time. We've got numbers here. What I would love to see is this 4th-year quarterback, 3-year starter, senior, ingrained in the offense, should know everything. Let's give a little hand signal. Let's get a little something because this right here is Antonio Williams. This receiver on the hash is a big tight end. Let's just check. Let's get our blocker going here, and let's get Antonio Williams out in space. That would be cool. That puts ownership on your quarterback. That allows him to make those type of plays. Can he see that? I don't know. Does he have the freedom to do that? I don't know. But I would love to see something of that nature because that's the Clemson offense. That's what Clemson loves to do. And instead, again, we've got a guy getting out, which he does a great job. Does a great job. Now he's rolling, to his left, which is a tough thing to do. But this is 3rd and 6. You're not outrunning everybody. Okay. And that's back in 2023. Some of y'all probably saw me tweeting that he thought he could do that to everybody, and it wasn't the case then. It's still not the case now. Let's just attempt to throw this ball. He's had a couple of steps, okay? He can gather. There's spacing here. He can flip his hips and throw. Get the ball out. Just throw it. Let's see what happens. Not that, a 2-yard whatever pass. It's 24-7 at this point. Like, make some things happen. You got to get going within this offense. That's kind of unfortunate. And annoying to see things of that nature. Now, this down on the goal line, a little bit frustrating here just because when you see these type of things, particularly on the offensive line, it just kind of frustrates you, right? When you look at this linebacker here, so we've got a safety kind of moving over. He's going to man or whatever he's doing. 13 is going to creep out here. We've just got double teams all across the board. These guys are doubling to him, to 13. So our right tackle's coming down. Right guard, slow play, they're doubling to this guy. Well, what happens when he goes out? They see that he's in a 2-point stance. He's standing up. He's got to see that. That's your guy. So what do you think this defensive end right here is doing? If this guy's outside and look at his stance, look at his alignment, where do you think he's going? Where's this double team going to? Who are you doubling to? Always secure the first line of defense, the line of scrimmage. If you don't do anything else, secure the line of scrimmage. As a 4-year starter, most snaps or close to the most snaps in Clemson football history. When this guy goes out, I need to know this guy's coming in and I need to slow down and I need to grab him because now we've got a tight end trying to block a werewolf and an extra hat. This play has no chance without making that slight adjustment. And as you see, it's a tackle for loss. So frustrating, yes, to say the least there. All right, this next play, this is a cool design. And I really like it. Looks like something that the Chiefs ran in the Super Bowl, Eagles ran. I'm sure multiple people have ran this play. So we've got a player in motion. He's going to whip right out, getting the ball right to him. The bad news is that player coming in is a tight end. I need this to be Antonio Williams. I need this to be Tyler Brown and it to be a little bit quicker and to snap off a little bit more because we're going to try to block this. And I think it's ball out now is the thought process behind it. Maybe you have some leverage. If Cade does that, this guy maybe hits him. Maybe it's a different story, but I don't think he's outrunning that linebacker. Tyler Brown, probably. Antonio Williams, probably. But even if that happened and Clemson gets that touchdown, look at the right tackle here. 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards, 12 yards downfield. Penalty. Even if you score a touchdown, it doesn't matter. It's coming back. Okay. Just got to do our job. People just have to know what they're doing. Do your job here. This is another play. Maybe it's a good, just defensive call. It has no shot. There's nothing that you can do here. This guy right here, number 5 for Syracuse, this kid balled out. It was I believe the freshman of the week, maybe the linebacker of the week for the ACC, true freshman, looks like a freak, looks like a demigod, looks really good there. These two guys are crashing and this defensive end does a good job just following the blockers. If this is a read, Cade needs to pull that and dump it out. I don't know what's behind it RPO wise, if he has that ability, but there's no shot of this play ever existing. Like there's nothing you can do right there. And that's, again, frustrating as all get out, as we know. All right, this one, we've got to get going, man. Let's look at our quarterback, and I want you to look at the wide receiver on the hash, which looks like Antonio Williams. He's looking that way, has him in his sights. Why is ball not there right now? It's at the top of his drop. 1, 2, 3, great pocket. Get the ball to your best receiver. Get your ball to your best playmaker. Not sure what he's reading, not sure what he's looking at. Runs around, forces it, throws a dangerous ball. Lucky it's not a pick. Got to get the ball out. You have to take ownership of the offense and understanding what we're doing with the ball here. Now we're going back to Antonio Williams. Boom. Love this. Ball out, identifies the blitz. Cade sees that, knows right to go where with the football. Got to catch the ball. This is drop. Now, you could say it's a great play by the defense, which surely it is, and that's a special player there, gets his hands on the football. But this guy's more special. Should be more special, is more special. Come down with the football, help your team here. It's 2nd and 7, and now we're going to be facing 3rd and 7 right after that. And I don't think Clemson converted on that as well. So you got to get the ball out, have to do a good job of seeing your guys there and making these plays happen. Okay. So now we're looking at this, and this is 3rd down. And there's a couple of different things. So, when you're looking at this play, obviously it's 3rd and 12. There's some things happening here that you want to get the ball out and you want to get it going and really, make some plays happen. Antonio's open now, with some of the cover 2 behind him. And that's the case the whole way, which again, it's 3rd and 2. Cade's probably not thinking, or 3rd and 12. Cade's probably not thinking that's a vital option just because we need to get to the sticks, which there's only 2 guys, 1 guy that's actually getting to the 6. And he could be open too, but there's a little pressure. So Cade, and the guy I'm talking about, TJ Moore right here, a little bit of pressure. Cade's got to get out, and he does a good job. And this is a tough play. I'm being not critical because I'm telling you it's a tough play, but this is hard. Cade's on the run here. We got 1 coach, 2 coach pointing at Antonio Williams, going to be wide open. Again, this is hard. Cade's running at full speed here, but I've seen him make the play before. I've seen him do that. These are the type of things that you just kind of expect from a guy of this caliber, what we thought of this caliber from Cade, to see that, to know that, to throw it to your best player and let it rip right now. At this point, there's space. He can throw this ball, and if he throws it out here to the 15, 20-yard line, this is a huge play, probably going to be a touchdown. But he doesn't, tries to force it, but just doesn't happen. And that's not a bad play necessarily. It's just we expect more, from a quarterback of this level and the things that he's going to be able to do here. We're going to look at some offensive line play here. 1st down. Again, Clemson down 27-14. And I just don't know what we're doing on the left side of the screen here. So it looks like it's kind of an outside zone type deal. But we've got man. Maybe the center's going to come and help, but he's climbing. Man here. Tight end screeching out. Where are we going? Like what? Who's blocking that guy? Got to slow down. Establish the line of scrimmage, control the line of scrimmage before you can go anywhere else. That needs to be like the mantra for this team and the things that they're trying to do moving forward in some of the run game here. All right, here we go. 3rd and 1. We're going to look at this. I don't love the play call. Again, I want to get vertical. It's 3rd and 1. We're supposed to be the bigger, badder, stronger team. Let me see that. You got a 230-pound back, and I don't want any reads in this thing. I don't want any decisions to have to be made here. So Cade ends up pulling it. Should have given it, A. And this guy's going to be able to do great things. But then again, B, let's look at the left tackle. I know he's probably taught to go and to climb, but why are we not going to try to help our tight end here? Just stay thick. Just stay thick. Slow down, collect that guy. If you feel him, collect that guy, drag him into the fire. And if Cade hands that ball, man, it's probably going to end up being a 1st down, but he doesn't. Dancing around, trying to athlete an athlete, doesn't work. Tackle for loss. Don't love the play call. Don't love the decision. I do love that. Y'all see that at the top of the screen? Come on, Blake. Good finish there. But I'd rather just a downhill run. I'd rather a downhill run here. Make it happen. Just run the football. All right, 4th and 1. Again, throwing the football here. Don't love it. Would much rather a downhill run. Get everybody going in the same direction. Not pull. Just get our offensive line going here. But we're going to pass the ball. Listen, it's only a bad play call because it didn't work. Now, I can say I don't like the play call, but the only reason it's a bad play call is because it doesn't work here. So pressure in Cade's face. Does a great job of avoiding it. Again, athlete, big-time guy. But throw the ball. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. 4th and 1. Wide open. 1 yard is all we need. Throw the ball. I don't understand. It's late. He's there in his face. I don't know why Cade would be looking anywhere else. He knows the play. He knows where the guys are going to be. Ball should be there right now. And it's a conversion. Instead, it's late. Guy gets killed. Antonio actually a little banged up on that play. Not great. Not fun. Don't like it. All right, here we go. This is interesting because it's just like everything is difficult for this offense. Everything is hard. When you look at these things and how they're doing it, what they're doing. It's a great throw. Cade has pressure in his face. TJ Moore, awesome catch, 15-yard penalty, whatever, decline it, take the catch. But if you noticed, we've got a right tackle who just like, I don't know, forgets what he's doing, forgets how to pass block. You've got the guy straight up on you. I know you're thinking you have inside help, but there's no reason to just get whipped. There's no, where are you sliding to? There's nobody else there. And so let's have a good punch. Let's hold on to that guy and let's not give it up because they're running a game. This should be hammer back forward, catch him, switch the game with the guard. And you've got an easy stump pickup that you've blocked 200 billion times in your entire life. That just on this play. Now, it wasn't a meltdown. It wasn't a massive deal, but little things like that just keep adding up and keep stacking up, for the Tigers. And it's just frustrating. All right. One thing that I noticed in particular, or more than normal, it felt like, and maybe it's not, maybe it just happened to see it in this game. Clemson was running a lot of mirror kind of concepts. And what that means to me is they're doing the same thing on this side as they are on this side. So we've just got a little bit of a curl here from the outside guys, and then 2 like slot fades, which against cover 2, that tells me some hole shots are going to be open. So Cade's looking at the safety immediately, and I wish he would just rip this. I wish he would just throw this right now. He kind of pump fakes. That's a great pickup. That's a really nice play. That would be a really good job understanding concepts and coverages and knowing where to go with the football. Now he doesn't, and he's got a little bit of a pressure. He steps up, kind of stays calm in the pocket. You've got to hit this. And we'll go to the end zone view just so you can see it. Again, Cade wasn't getting hit. I know he feels it, kind of around him, but look at TJ Moore. I mean, just throw that ball right here. Just gentle, nice little throw. Instead, it sails over his head 2 feet. Guys can't continue to get on the same page and, make things happen time and time again here. This play, this 4th and 2, I stopped kind of going after this because it felt like it was just the epitome of the game here. So when you look at this 4th and 2, I hate the play call. Again, it's not that it's a bad play. I just don't agree with it. I want to lean on my big offensive line. I want to lean on this talented running back, get him downhill. But instead, we're pulling guys. We're running read options. We're trying to trick people when you should be bigger, faster, stronger, than them. So, this guy gets vertical in a hurry, does a good job of forcing the issue here. Now Cade's going to keep it. And, this safety, if you notice, he is screaming downhill. This is a great play in open space by him. I would like if this guard would slow down, but that's hard. That's hard to do, especially with a guy coming full speed right here. Has no chance. Now, could you say, hey, Cade, be the greatest player in the world and pitch the ball right now? Sure, but he's not thinking that. He's thinking of protecting the football. Don't make a bad play worse, but let's never be in this situation. Let's run it downhill. Let's trust our offensive line that they can go forward instead of side to side pulling and getting people out. And let's trust 230-pound running back to do the job. That was just, things like that of play calling, lack of execution, not catching the football, not throwing the football, not knowing our assignment from an offensive line perspective. Just frustrating. That's the word. I try not to use that. David Hood, shout out to you. I try not to use that word, but it is what it is. And that's just, kind of a part of it. As I mentioned, I try to do the good with the bad and try to highlight some things here. So let's look at a couple of good things. Looking at this offensive line, these are the type of things that you want to see. Going forward, going vertical, great job getting to the second level by the backside and the center there and letting your big running back do the rest. Love that from Adam Randall, the things that he was just showing. Really impressive job. Now, this play, again, a little bit interesting because you see, you're going to have a guy come across the line of scrimmage and do a really good job. This is a cool play design. You've got TJ Moore running across the line of scrimmage here, ball out right now. It doesn't work great because they see it, really quickly, but that was fun. That was interesting. There's a little bit of leakage and he has to kind of retrace his steps a little bit. But I like that, seeing a guy line up, kind of on the opposite side coming across the play. That's unique. Something new, a little bit fresh there. Cool to see. Some of these we're going to see Cade Klubnik ball out. Great job. Good anticipation, throwing the ball, getting it to his guy at the top of the screen. Love that. Same thing here. Boom. Finds his guy. Goes through his progression, wants to work that right side, comes back to his best receiver on the team. Really good job there. Fun play. Good to see that. Good ball coming out quickly, good pass pro. We love to see things of that nature. This one again, Cade anticipating. Look when he's throwing this ball. Wide receiver not out of their break, sees the coverage, sees that guy bailing at the top of your screen here, and he's ripping it. Really good job. Really good throw and catch. Things that you can grow on, things that you want to continue to see. We're going to see this again now to Brian Wesco, other great receiver. A little bit later, but Cade's going through some different things. He's looking through his reads. Boom, sees him. Corners playing bail there. It's like cover 3. Does a great job at the bottom of your screen. Boom. Settles down at the sideline, doesn't panic, doesn't freak out. Really good job getting that to his guy. Now, this next deal here, these next 3 plays, y'all, I've never seen anything like this from the Clemson offense, that is. In these last couple of years here. Clemson ran the same play 3 times in a row because it worked. It worked, and they kept going to it. And kudos to Adam Randall and Cade. Look at the extra effort there by Cade. Throws it out, running through the fire, first down. All right, well, that worked. Let's try it again. Same exact play, same exact side. Cade getting out, Adam running it. Love that. Guess what? It just worked 2 times in a row. Do you think it'll work a 3rd time? Let's do it again, but we're going to go the other way. Throws the ball out. Good job blocking on the edge. Makes one guy miss. 10-yard gain. 3 times in a row. I love it. I love it. Do more of that. If you find something that works, if you see a weakness, exploit it. This in particularly is a little bit interesting, but you love to see it. And then the next play, they ran inside zone and picked up 4 yards. So it was really nice, kind of seeing something of that nature where, they saw it, they liked it, they ran it 3 times in a row. So I love that, seeing that and guys wanting to get open. All right, now we're going to look at the top of your screen here. Tristan Smith getting some burn. A lot of people tweeting about this, sending this to me. Looks like a guy wants it. Really good job. Again, throw by Cade. He's throwing the ball. He's not even to his cut yet. Ball out. As soon as he's turning his head, that ball is there. Watch this finish. This dude wants to play. This dude loves Clemson football, making guys miss left and right, picks up some big yak, and then celebrate, man. He gets it. He knows what a cool opportunity that he has and what he's making the most of. I love that. Need more of it. Now, this touchdown play, you guys remember, I put this in good because it's a touchdown and it's a good read and it's a good route concept. And they, have that, kind of rub in the middle, which is great. But it's always hard. Like everything's always hard. This should be a walk-in touch. I mean, look at this. These guys run into each other, about fall down, have no chance to cover Bryant Wesco, wide open. And yet he's like falling down, ball's almost short. He's on his hands and knees about to catch it. Thank goodness he does. Touchdown. But it's just like, oh, buddy, why does it take that? Why do we have guys missing, leakage, things of that nature where you're not able to just stand up and make the play there? It's just, it is what it is. So anyway, guys, that kind of wraps it. I tried to, show some good things there. Listen, don't give up on this team, I think is the moral of the story. They've got talent, and it's a rough spot, and we've heard different things from Coach Dabo Swinney and the things that he's saying about his team, that they're not quitting and that they want to come together. And I believe that. I think there's no question that he is the best man for the job, and some things have to be adjusted. Sure. I don't think there's any doubt. You're 1-3. There was expectations to win and play in national championships. They'll figure that out. So let's see. I think this bye week couldn't come at a better time, and it needs to be like boot camp. There needs to be hurt feelings. There needs to be figuring out who we are as a team, who you are as a player, who you are as leaders, coaches, and men, and come together and see what happens if you're able to make this thing. But hopefully, next time we do this, there'll be some more jubilation. There'll be some more growth, but we try to show you everything that you want to see there. So appreciate you guys always. We'll see you next time.